Alright, everyone. So now, Clarissa is standing up for her partner, after folks have been coming at him from all directions because many believe he might be taking advantage of her. Now, we all recognize that Clarissa is that woman when it comes to the world of boxing. She holds Olympic gold medals to her name. She's never been defeated, and she's been earning some major money through her matches and those sponsorship deals. Meanwhile, Papoose has been doing music for quite a while. But let's keep it honest, you all. He's definitely not Jay-Z, alright? He's simply not on the same successful tier when it comes to his rap profession. So once the two began dating, folks started giving the relationship a bit of a side eye. They see a highly accomplished woman partnered with a man, and they instantly assume that she's financially supporting him. Then, Sha'Carri really went all the way in regarding the entire situation. She pretty much claimed that Papoose is financially draining Clarissa and that he's flat out broke. Now, the gossip got so bad, people started digging into every aspect of their connection. From who's picking up the bill for meals, to who's buying clothes, and who's covering household expenses. And once the internet got hold of all that chatter, things continued to spiral. Sha'Carri has been dragging him non-stop since way back.
Childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Clarissa being taken advantage of when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Clarissa, after Remy has already warned us that, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making the money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name, only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. But when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Clarissa, and she's slow by default, she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her too.
Following all that, Clarissa responded by posting a video where she pretty much laid out the entire story about their financial arrangement.
Gotta be careful with my words, man. Why are you still here? Why you let me tell you something. No man I've ever messed with been broke. Never. No man I've been with been broke. They may have not had as much money as me, but they haven't been broke. Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. I'll say it again. Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing. And I don't know how long. Food. He take care of everything. So when I be seeing people say that he broke and stuff like that, I just be like, okay. Well, I don't know how he getting the money to do what he doing for me. Cause he stay doing shit for me.
Now, whether what she said is the full truth or not, I can't say. From what I know, Papoose still books shows. He generates income from streaming platforms, record sales, appearances on reality television, music distribution platforms like TuneCore, merchandise sales, and he's got some small-scale investments here and there. Now, according to reports, his current net worth stands at around $5,000. But again, that number doesn't always represent what's sitting in someone's actual bank account. So, this creates a bit of a contradiction. Because if Remy is alleging that he's broke and basically worthless, but Clarissa is saying he has funds and is nowhere near poor, then someone is either being dishonest or his financial standing has taken a major turn. But let me hear from y'all. What's your take on this? Do you think Papoose is truly stacking that cash? Or is this all a big lie? Whose side are you on? Do you believe Sha'Carri and Remy when they say he's mooching and a leech? Or do you believe Clarissa's claims that he's holding it down and paying the bills? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's move along to our next topic. Alright, y'all. So, Sha'Carri Richardson has gotten herself into some legal mess after reportedly attempting to assault her boyfriend. Sha'Carri has been in a relationship with Olympic sprinter Christian Coleman for just over 2 years now. They're both world-class track athletes, top of the top. They each have Olympic medals. I mean, Sha'Carri has a gold for her performance in the 100-meter sprint in Paris, and has even earned the title of fastest woman alive. So basically, these two make up a serious athletic power duo. Both are very well known in the world of track and field, and they've really been dominating their sport. But let me tell you, Shaw ended up in jail over the weekend. According to official police records, the couple was traveling together when an incident occurred at the Seattle-Tacoma airport. Sha'Carri was taken into custody and charged with fourth-degree domestic assault following a supposed physical altercation with Christian. Now in Washington state, fourth-degree domestic violence is the lightest category when it comes to assault charges, but it's still a very serious matter legally, especially for someone representing Team USA. So here's what allegedly happened. The two were going through airport security, and as we all know, the airport can already be stressful. But they got into a pretty heated back and forth. The specifics of what sparked it aren't clear, but whatever it was, it got intense enough for those nearby to notice. Things quickly escalated once they passed through TSA. Now, here's where things get serious, because everything I'm about to describe was captured on camera. According to the official police report, security footage shows Sha'Carri following behind Christian, getting right up in his space multiple times as he attempted to walk away from her. Then, per that same report, she allegedly pushed him with such force that he went stumbling into one of the nearby columns. Now, Christian tried once again to separate himself from the situation. But according to reports, she wasn't finished. Witnesses claim that she gave him another shove, this one so powerful it sent him flying several feet away. Now, think about how strong you'd have to be to physically push someone that far. And just imagine what it must have been like for other travelers witnessing all this unfold. Two elite Olympic athletes caught up in public drama right there at the airport, but I'm not even done yet. Authorities say she also tossed a pair of headphones at him during the altercation. So, we're talking about multiple instances of shoving, throwing objects, all of it allegedly captured on airport surveillance video. Yet despite all this being documented and despite having eyewitnesses, both Sha'Carri and Christian denied that anything actually happened when police questioned them. Like, the police literally reviewed the footage, then approached them, and both of them were just like, not sure what you're referring to. Christian even told officers he wasn't interested in pursuing any sort of investigation, and he refused to be considered a victim. So now, we've got to ask, what was he trying to do? Was he attempting to shield her career? Was it embarrassment? Or was it perhaps a deeper mistrust in law enforcement, especially within the Black community? And we also can't ignore the media spotlight. When both people are public figures like that, any legal issue becomes a headline. Now, the TSA supervisor who originally alerted police said they saw Shaw strike Christian during the argument. So, we're not just talking about random bystanders here. Airport security officials themselves were part of reporting the incident. Shaw was booked into the South Correctional Facility in Washington Sunday evening at around 7 o'clock p.m. and released Monday around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So yes, she spent the night in custody over all this. And what's even wilder is that she was scheduled to compete in the U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon, and she showed up to run in the 100-meter qualifiers. Sis basically said, "I don't care what went down, I'm still showing up and I'm going to win." She's also on the list for the 200-meter event later this week. So now, we'll see whether this legal mess has any effect on her athletic performance or long-term career. I think she'll probably bounce back, but she has got to get a handle on that temper. Now, this isn't her first run-in with controversy. Remember the marijuana suspension that kept her out of the Tokyo Olympics? But this is a whole different situation, because now we're talking domestic violence charges. The timing couldn't be worse because she's currently at the height of her career. She just won gold in Paris, has already earned automatic qualification for the upcoming World Championships in September, and is one of the biggest faces in track and field. But now this legal situation is hanging over her like a storm cloud. And what's more concerning is that this isn't even her first issue in an airport. Remember back in 2023 when she got kicked off that American Airlines flight for refusing to hang up her phone? So there does seem to be a bit of a pattern forming with how she manages her attitude. She really needs to address that. Now the big question is how this latest incident might impact her sponsorships, her standing with Team USA, and her overall brand image. Olympians are held to an extremely high standard, and even unproven DV accusations can bring serious consequences for endorsements and reputation. So we'll just have to wait and see how everything unfolds. But listen, Shaw definitely needs to get a grip on that temper. Anyway, tell me what you think. How do y'all feel about Shaw allegedly putting hands on her man at the airport? That's all I've got for now. Catch y'all next time.